Sean was kind enough to post this question to our general discussion board, and so I thought I would record a quick video response because I thought it would save me a whole lot of typing. His question pertains to, I think this is supposed to be 22.03 from the homework. And so the question has to do with a bond discount. And so I'm going to just hop over to the problem itself so we can see what we're looking at. We have the principal amount of the bond of $500,000, a sales price of 98, which tells us if it's less than 100, it's being sold at a discount. And so because it's being sold, well, I'll come back to that in a second. This is a 10-year life of the bond. 7% is payable semi-annually so twice a year. And so let's look at where we're at. The first thing here, which was mostly right, but then kind of went sideways a little bit. So the debit here is going to be to bond interest expense, because at this point we are entering the expense and for which we are paying at the same time. So rather than it being a payable that's being reduced, we are just recording the expense. So, but these other two here are correct. Discount on bonds payable, and then of course the cash. Now you were oh so close, Sean. The calculation for the cash is dead on. So the 500,000 at 7% correctly split into 2 payments a year is 17,500. So the question is, how do we handle this bond discount? And again, I think that this field was already also marked wrong in addition to the numbers. So I want to just direct you back to the post that I had made above, which applied to bonds sold at a premium. When a bond is sold at a premium, the interest expense gets reduced by the premium due. When a bond now is being sold at a discount, the interest expense is now increased by the discount. And so with the bonds premium that we recorded in the earlier problem, when we did a debit to bonds premium payable, when we're dealing with a discount, we're going to do a credit to bonds premium payable, or bonds discount payable. I'm sorry. Let's go over to the example and let's just take a look. So we have our interest expense, which is going to be a debit. We have our discount on bonds payable, and then we have cash. Now, Sean correctly noted the 17,500 in cash. So we need to calculate this discount on bonds payable. And then now if this was being sold at par and we had no discount or premium, the interest expense would be the same as the cash, and that would just be it. But because we have this, in our case, discount situation, the bond interest expense is actually increased as a result of the discount. And the calculation of that is, so the total value of our bond is 500,000. I think that's not wearing my glasses. Okay. Multiplied by 2%. It was sold at 98, so we need to figure out what that 2% discount is, and that comes out to $10,000. So that $10,000 discount has to be spread over the life of the bond. The bond has a 10-year life, and it's going to be paid twice a year for those 10 years, so we're really going to pay this over 20 payments, which means $500 per payment. And so, as I said, the bond interest expense is increased by when we've got a discount situation. When we have a premium situation, it would not be a credit, it would be a debit, and that would reduce the bond interest expense. Okay, let's go back and do a quick check my work, and we can see that in fact we are correct. So hopefully this helps, and keep the questions coming.